everybody, and welcome to another episode of Andrew Discusses, where today I want to discuss something really unique. This is a character from a show that, while granted we'll never get to see new episodes again, thanks to Adult Swim screwing the pooch on this, and the creators not wanting to tell us, right when it happened, but sure, why not? Just pop it out when you feel like it, and we'll all feel good that way. But as a lot of you know, the Venture Brothers ceased to be last year. I ranted about it twice. Well, technically 3 times. I kind of threw my voice out during rant number 2, but still, you get the point. And I've been watching some clips, some compilation clips, I should say, of the Venture Brothers. Like, the best of Season 4, the best of Brock Samson, the best of Dr. Venture, the best of Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch, stuff like that. And honestly, it made me relive the greatness that show had. I mean, this wasn't a show that came out of the woodwork and acted stupid. Oh, God, no. Perish the thought. This was a show that came out, whooped your ass, made you call it uncle, and then took it one step further by saying, hey, by the way, if you think you're going to, quote the devil, screw us over, you got another thing coming. So, of course, I'm just a huge fan of the Venture Brothers. I love the show. I kind of remember coming into it way back. I'm pretty sure it was like a Race Bandit episode. He kind of like landed in the middle of nowhere. It was like really early season. And that was like the earliest memory that I have of it. It was like Race Bandit just kind of like lands in the middle of nowhere. Brock goes out there, gets, finds him. The kids are like, desecrating the corpse by poking it, climbing on it, stuff like that. I remember there was an episode where they were up on the space station. I think it was Gargantua 1. And they're up there, and Brock's, kind of barely holding on as he's being sucked out the airlock, or sucked out the, this is the best part. He's being sucked out of the cargo hold, and it's like, yeah, this is an interesting show. And I fell in love with it. Flat out fell in love with it. From that moment, I fell in love, which was not going to, let it go. I was like, nope. I was like, we're good. I love this show. This is a great show. And it broke my heart finding out that it ended. It did. It broke my heart. And, like I said, rewatching this now and rewatching the clips and that, I'm like, I really, really do like this show. I like it so much. It isn't funny. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of sad that it ended. I'm kind of sad it just up and, just went the way of the dodo bird, as it were. It did kind of upset me that way. But I was like, you know what? This isn't as bad as it seems. Plus, we'll always have the memories. I mean, it's like that old saying, you'll always have whatever the hell it was. But I'm like, no, I kind of like this. I'm kind of happy that we at least have the memories. But there's a character on there that I want to talk about. Now, this character is pretty much a badass. In fact, if you watch the video that was put out between season, it was 3 and 4, no, 4 and 5, I think it was, where you have the one henchman for the Monarch, he's giving this sort of like video update for everything that happened up to this point, and he explains his character simply as follows. Men write him love letters, women name their vibrators after him. Because, of course, he's talking about Brock motherfucking Samson. The man is basically the OSI equivalent of God. I mean, he just, whoops ass, takes names, and just does not hold back at all. And the best part is that he literally, he has taken on everything. He survived almost being shot out into space. He has taken on mummies. He's taken on alligators. He has basically whooped any and all ass that has come his way. He is flat out, without a doubt, 100% badass. That statement that's made is literally, and it was Henchman 21, I think it was, but that is literally the best, or 20, it was 24 or 21, but that is the best statement you can make for Brock Samson. Men write him love letters, women name their vibrators after him. That is Brock Samson to a T. He can whoop ass and take names on any day of the week. I mean, there was an episode where he basically, I love this part. He got his license suspended because he didn't quote the devil, okay? He forgot to renew it. So it expired. So it's been suspended since it's expired. He had to go and get it, re-stamped. Yeah, he had to renew it. And he goes to renew the license. And he's just like, the guy's like, well, you need to use weapons, sir. You need to use a gun. It's standard procedure. Goes, yeah, I don't do that. Grabs a Bowie knife out of his, boot, jumps into the middle of the combat area, and just takes everything out. It's like, he's Brock goddamn Samson. I mean, he makes people wet their pants just hearing his name. I mean, all you have to do is say, well, look, he'll be here in about 5 seconds. Who will be here in 5 seconds? Brock Samson. Oh, God, no, not Brock Samson. Oh, God, no, not him. I mean, there was an episode where he took a crap ton of tranquilizer darts from the Monarch's henchmen and basically kept charging at him, adrenaline pumping, grabbed the one by the neck, put him in a death grip, and literally would not let go even after he passed out. Brock Samson is freaking badass. If he'd ever be a character in an actual video game, not, Poker Night 2, he would actually be 100% OP. I mean, hell, throw his ass in Borderlands, he could give every single character in that a run for their money. Hell, throw him in Skyrim, he could give the dragons a freaking taste of their own medicine. Throw him in Fallout, oh man, Todd Howard would be shitting a patio from that. I mean, Brock Samson is the god of gods at this point. He can do anything. I mean, crap, he's freaking Brock Samson, for God's sake. He doesn't even need to have a resume. That's the best part. Oh, well, I have to look for another job. I'm Brock Samson. No, he just goes there and says resume, name, Brock Samson. That's it. That's all it freaking needs. Because that's how badass he is. He just has to go there. He just goes there with a slip of paper, pulls it out, hands it down, and goes, oh, crap. You're him. The legends are true. I mean, even the guy that gave him the renewal test for his license, the reissuance test, basically told me, he goes, my father told me stories of you. He's told me all the things you did. You saved his life. He built you up to be a legend. And when I first saw that, I'm like, oh, God, you're going to tell me he's a disappointment. He looks at Brock and goes, and you lived up to every single one of those tales. And then he stamps his thing. He's like, your license is renewed. And he looks at the guy and goes, oh, yeah, I remember you. I used to babysit you. It's like, yeah, holy crap, dude. You're goddamn Samson. I mean, there's even when he's not trying to be badass, he's still hilarious. There's an episode when Dean gets a whole bunch of ants all over his ass. And he's hosing him down like a dog in front of the freaking Venture compound. And Hatred even's telling him, you can't just hose him down like he's a dog. And Brock goes, Dean's got ants on his ass. This is how you fix the problem. It's like, go on, even when he's not trying to be a badass, he's a badass. He's the type of person that if he's driving down the road, flips his car, it does 150 barrel rolls, comes to a halt in the parking spot, perfectly dead center, mind you. I mean, equal distance all around from the cars in front of it to the sidewalk to the street. Perfect, centered, 100%. Gets out, dusts off his shoulder, and walks away from it like a badass. The car could be on fire. His clothes could be on fire. Brock Samson walks away like a badass. I mean, he can even tell if somebody is in his car from a country away. I mean, that is crazy. There was a scene where he's playing, I think it was touch football with some of the characters in front of the Venture compound, and all of a sudden he goes, wait a minute, somebody's in my car. And he goes running off to the garage to see who's touching his car. Nobody touches Brock Samson's car. Nobody. If you do, you better have your will, your arrangements already set and pre-made. You ain't coming out of this being able to eat solid food ever again. If you're lucky, you'll be eating it through a straw, if not through an IV tube. Brock Samson is 100% badass. And he was the best part of the Venture Brothers. I mean, okay, sure, you had the other characters like Dr. Venture and his, I really want to say messed up persona of, granted, okay, he had PTSD massively from his dad dragging him on all those adventures as a kid, basically building an entire fucking show around him. You had you had Hank and Dean, who are basically, royally messed up because, oh, dear old dad is treating the one like garbage, and the other one, well, he's sort of thinking that he's the next him. But let's face it, Hank's basically an idiot, and Dean, well, I don't even know what the hell Dean wants. And then let's not even get into Dermot, because apparently Rusty Venture screwed the president of his fan club, who was underage, which caused a massive problem. But yet, for some reason, she was cool with it, but the mom wasn't cool with it. The mom threw a fit. Dermot was born. Dermot's being raised, and his mom's actually a sister. And yeah, I can understand why Hank needed to have his mind wiped after that. 100% understand. But you just have, like, the whole slew of characters. Even Jonas Venture Jr. was hilariously funny in his own way. And granted, he went out on his own terms. Okay, yes, he went out, though, with the, I think it was the former, was it the colonel or the general of the OSI, who was sort of becoming like Red Hulk in a way. I never really could follow that entire plot point. I didn't remember it. Then you just had a whole crap ton of stuff happen. But then you had the other best character of the Venture Brothers. You had the Monarch. The Monarch, I don't even know why the hell he wants to arch Dr. Venture so badly. It's like, look, you fail miserably at every attempt you try. You become the Blue Morpho, you still fail. But yet you fail somewhat successfully. I don't understand how any of this is working in your favor, but somehow it is. I could never figure that out. But then you have his wife, who actually used to be Dr. Venture's girlfriend at one point. Hence why she's called Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. We never even find out what her first name is. She's just Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. She went with Phantom Limb for a time. I mean, there's freaking Phantom Limb. It's a guy named Phantom Limb. His arms and legs are invisible. But yet if he touches you with them, you die. I mean, him and Brock Samson teamed up. Brock's like, oh, I'm keeping this. It's an actual neck gun that actually works. It doesn't, like, crap out the second you pull the trigger. And Phantom Limb's like, oh, yeah, I'll get you some cartridges for it. It's a prototype. I'll get you some good cartridges. And he goes, hey, how about the hand thing there? That could come in handy. It's like, no, you don't want this. Trust me. Massive problems with this. Horrible accidents will cause this. You don't want this. Trust me. And then there's another Phantom Limb that only has one limb that's like that. You have Professor Impossible, who, let's face it, I don't even know what the hell he was supposed to be, I guess, the Reed Richards knockoff in this one. And honestly, look, the whole Fantastic Four angle for that thing was crazy. I mean, you had the, what was she called? It was the Visible Woman. Because her skin turned invisible, but everything else was still visible. And, of course, Dr. Impossible's like, oh, I'll cure you, honey. It's not a problem. I'll cure you. No, he's not curing her. He's just keeping them all hostage. I mean, their version of Johnny Storm is basically trapped in what I'd like to call a hypersleep in a way, because if you wake him up, he bursts into flames, and he starts screaming in agony. Of course, and their version of Ben Grimm is slow, and that's really sad, because Ben was really intelligent in the show. I kind of feel like they were making fun of somebody there, and not cool. But either way, I'm getting way off topic. There's so many great characters from the Venture Brothers, but freaking Brock, goddamn motherfucking Samson. I mean, the man is badass. I mean, he got to be in a fucking poker game. A poker game! You get to play Poker Night 2, you go up against Brock Samson himself. That's right, Brock Samson. Could you imagine that? You're playing poker with Brock Samson. No, that's freaking great, man. Right there, that's great. I mean, holy crap. The Venture Brothers had a crap ton of good characters, but Brock Samson, by far, was God tier among them all. He is the character that, if you pretty much instantly, and I mean instantly, think you're going to win the day, and you hear Brock Samson's coming, start making out your will, start get your arrangements together, get your shit on the line, your ass is done. Brock Samson is badass to the max. He is what most would consider, he's like beyond God tier. He's like ultra God tier. The man cannot be touched. He can't be. And if you do manage to actually scratch him, Don't let it go to your head. You got about 5 seconds. Because afterwards, he's coming after you. And he ain't holding back no more. Oh, no. Because he's Brock, fucking Samson. The man is a god among men. Like they said, men write him love letters, women name their vibrators after him, and rightfully so. The man is god tier among god tier. Put him in anything, he's OP. Seriously. Put him in any RPG, he's OP. Put him in any MMORPG, he's OP. Put him in an FPS game as an AI character, you just got yourself a victory. And whoever's on the other side of that, you just lost horribly. Hell, he's Brock Samson. He's got like God mode infinite cheat on permanently from the start. He's the ultimate cheat code. He's Brock Samson. I mean, that would have been interesting if they would have did like an episode where they got trapped in a virtual video game. They might have. I haven't seen all the newer ones up to the finale. But I could just see it as like, oh, I don't need a cheat code. I'm Brock Samson. Just bust in this thing and call it done. I mean, not only is he super strong and a massive badass, but he's intelligent too. He kind of understands and knows a hell of a lot more than everybody else does. Say, of course, for Dr. Venture to a point, but still, I kind of think he knows just a little bit more than he does. I mean, hell, he got a massive amount of training from OSI, so you figure he had to have known something. I mean, hell, he could figure out that a person he just took out, in cold blood, mind you, was a member of the Guild of Calamitous Intent. He knew that Dr. Venture reached the big time when they started coming after his ass. It's like, from the goggle, looks like he's part of the guild. Yeah, you must have finally hit the big leagues. What'd you do? It's like, nothing. Because in that episode, poor Dr. Venture is sitting on the couch watching the greatest little whorehouse in Texas. Yeah, that's right. Hey, Brock told him, man, you're going to be kind of disappointed in that, Doc. Yeah, no, you don't understand. It's got Dolly Parton in it. No, Doc, you're going to be really disappointed. That title is massively misleading, trust me. But no, he's Brock Samson. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What do you think of Brock Samson? Is he God tier, beyond God tier? Or do you think somewhere in that universe there's a character in the Venture Brothers that could beat him down to the ground? I personally don't see it, but let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been Andrew Discusses.